Hi, and thanks for joining us on the Great Day Out. You know, just a hop, skip and a jump from Brisbane is the Blackall Range, the perfect place for a day drive or a weekend getaway. So today I'll be mapping out a journey which takes in some of the highlights, and I know you're going to love it. First though, here's the rest of the team. Laurel visits Brisbane's most unique plant nurseries.
Oh, hello, Doug. You're getting jealous, aren't you?
He does get a bit jealous.
You're getting jealous.
Jess explores the Gold Coast creative scene, which literally spills onto the streets.
Here in Miami, this well-known vibrant staircase leading up to North Burleigh Lookout is just one example.
But first, here's Courtney.
What's the perfect food pairing for champagne? There's the good old faithful, strawberries. And who could forget perfectly shucked oysters? But what if I told you that the hot new pairing is, drum roll please, the humble hot chip?
Yep, you heard right. But don't take my word for it.
Hello.
Marcel is the head sommelier at Blackbird Bar and Grill on Eagle Street. And he's a big fan of this unlikely foodie and fine wine combination.
Now, Marcel, what's happened? We've stopped pairing traditional strawberries, the oysters, and we're having champagne and chips. Who would have thought?
Indeed, so when we think of fries, a cold, light beer is perfect to match with it, but there are other options out there, and for us, champagne works perfectly just as good as a beer does. Clean, crisp, dry, beautiful citrus flavours to cut through that saltiness. It's a great pairing.
Even better, in my opinion. Now, what have you brought over here for us today? What are we
today
looking at?
we have a grower champagne, small producer, Chardonnay dominant, beautiful citrus elements, paired with the Blackbird fries, which are done with a saltbush crumb on the outside. The citrus elements in the champagne cutting through that saltiness, working together harmoniously.
Give it a whirl.
Indeed.
Oh, those chips are delicious.
Indeed.
Cheers. That pairing,
Perfect.
that's perfect.
Now that we've let you in on the secret, you'll probably want to know where you can find more of the best bubbles and crunchy chips. Hidden at the top of a staircase in George Street is Green Glass.
Talk about a light at the end of the tunnel.
The restaurant focuses on French cuisine and Australian wines. And what a collection they have. Their wine wall has around 100 unique wines arranged in colour from crisp white to ravishing red.
This is the Honeymoon Sparkling Rosé, which is made in Adelaide, and it's a great tipple for a good old bowl of French fries. They're good too.
At Corbett and Claude on Elizabeth Street, you can pimp up your French champagne with their funky fries. Owner Tim Johnson and his team have worked hard to come up with the ultimate chip options.
So Tim, how did halloumi chips come to be?
It was literally just one of the chefs one day said, why don't we try and deep fry some halloumi? So we tried it, tasted it, people loved it.
It was sort of one of almost those food dares.
Yes, exactly.
That's crazy. And then what from there? It's on the menu.
Then it was about what else can we do with chips? We actually went to different suppliers, manufacturers, tasted different lengths, sizes, cuts, coatings, everything to find the best chips.
So you're chip experts in Corbett and Claude.
We've done a bit of research.
That's and what did you find? What was the outcome?
We found the 10mm chip, so the perfect square, long and not too thin, not too thick, gluten-free coating, and just making sure you cook it at the right temperature for the right amount of time.
You just revealed all your secrets now, you realise.
I'm happy to share.
That's fantastic. Who knew there was that much research that went into chips?
And can I say, the proof is certainly in the pudding.
Oh, that's so good.
Awesome.
That chipotle.
I think it's the saltiness of the chips and the crunch and the combination with champagne, just it's hard to beat. I encourage it as much as I can.
Look, I'm not going to argue with that. And on that note, I'll just try another one. Why not?
Yeah, get into it.
I'm going to eat this all up by myself.
Restaurants across the city have been reinventing the humble hot chip. From classic hand-cut parmesan chips or crispy sweet potato fries to the salty goodness of halloumi fries, Brisbane City has it all. For more suggestions on where to find this quirky combination, head to the Visit Brisbane website where you'll find the ultimate champagne and hot chip trail. We'll have all the details and links on our website.
After After the break, Jess gets crafty as she uncovers the most creative businesses around Miami.
I need help already.
With so much to offer visitors, the Blackall Range is perfect for a day drive or weekend escape. Take in the best views on the coast at the Mary Cairncross Scenic Reserve, zen out at the Mullaney Botanic Gardens, enjoy a glass or two at Flame Hill Vineyard. Or really spoil yourself in Montville, which is home to chocolate country. The chocolatiers make all these delicious treats on site and they are world class. The choice though is overwhelming with over 500 chocolates here. There are plenty more treats to discover in the Blackall Range. I'll have more for you later in the show.
The Gold Coast is famous for fun in the sun, but it's fast becoming known for its creative community. Here in Miami, this well-known vibrant staircase leading up to North Burleigh Lookout is just one example. But it's not just in the arts. There are businesses popping up in Miami, allowing owners to free their creative flair.
The creative scene in Miami is no longer emerging, it's well and truly underway.
This is Hartfill, a shared market space that's about, well, it's all in the name really.
My husband and I were thinking about ways of reducing landfill, and I said to him, if everyone just bought things that made them happy and filled their heart and were more mindful of not filling the land, then the world would be a better place. Essentially, I wanted to create a community where people could come together, sell their wares, promote their products, make things with their hands and reignite that passion for creativity.
How are Gold Coasters taking to this concept?
Great, really great. I think there are so many people on the Gold Coast who want to support local, shop small, support small business, but they don't know where to start. I think the great thing about Hartfill is that they know that once they walk in, they're guaranteed that they're supporting local businesses, they're shopping small, they're being sustainable and watching their ecological footprint, which is great.
As well as the stalls, Hartfill has a workshop space.
People can reacquaint themselves with making things. I think people kind of get caught up in just buying and don't realise that they actually can make a lot of things themselves. So the workshop space is aligned for that, and also that whole mindful well-being aspect of being creative and zoning out and being in the moment and being present.
Heidi runs flower crown making workshops.
So hold it in this position is probably going to be easiest. So wire up and then the smaller bit towards you.
Side note, some may need more coaching than others. I need help already. Just up the road, another shared space, Hotel Miami.
We basically made a co-working space to support all the creative community, photographers, designers, that kind of thing.
What else is on offer here?
So we're also a photo studio and video studio, and we do all sorts of events, and we also have an art show once a month. Nice.
But to have a vibe like this, I think that really does ignite that creative flair in people.
It does, yeah. It's definitely an infectious environment.
Inspiration comes in many different forms. And just next door, the father-son duo at Grandad Jack's focus their creative energy on the craft of distilling gin and whiskey.
Everyone who comes in here, the biggest feedback we get is they all, a lot of people don't drink gin. By the time they leave here, they really enjoy gin because the way we make stuff is quite different. It's true craft. And the best way to do it is to have a little sip of it neat, not a drink of it, but just a little sip. You get this beautiful orange aftertone coming through your palate.
This is paying homage to your great-grandfather and your grandfather.
My grandfather,
Why
yeah.
whiskey? Why distillery?
He sits over here in the corner behind you, and he drank whiskey every day of his life. He was very down the line, so he'd only drink what he wanted to drink. It doesn't matter what anyone else would tell him, if there's a better one or whatever. He didn't care. What he liked, and that was it.
Every corner holds a memory, a nod to Grandad Jack.
My grandfather was a barber for 70 years, so it was really important that we put a barber shop in here. And in fact, we have the barber pole that was in his barber shop, which is now 80 years old. It's the original one that he used to take out every morning and let the neighbourhood know he was open.
What do you think your grandfather would think of all this? What would it mean to him?
It's tough, I know, sorry about being emotional, but it's very tough to build a distillery. It's not the easiest business, and I think
he would hate us talking about it. Yeah, he'd probably be sitting up in the corner there going, why? Why are you telling the story about my life? But to us, it's, you know, it's super important.
Why did you want to tell that story and share it with people?
I think it's good to bring some of that old school way of doing things back to life and back to the community and be a part of a community, not just a business.
That's what makes the creative crowd of Miami so special.
It's a whole community with people that are full of creativity, and we kind of grab inspiration from all the different businesses and all the different people that are surrounded by us. In the last couple of years, it's insane, like how much it's growing up. All sorts of things happening. There's street art getting painted all around the place. It's an awesome vibe.
There's so many great people who are taking risks and paving the way for other creatives.
Australia's favourite and largest outdoor cinema is at Roma Street Parkland until the end of March. Moonlight Cinema plays summer blockbusters and cult classics under the stars among the beautiful gardens. We'll have info and more events in the events tab on our Facebook page. Coming up, Laurel experiences an unusual meet and greet at a Brisbane plant nursery.
Can you see her? I can see a starfish.
What about this?
Oh, look!
Now, she's a Nigaloo ray and she comes from Western Australia.
We all know the benefits of plants. They improve air quality and have been proven to reduce stress. So I'm more than happy to drop into a plant nursery, but this one is a little unique. This is Nielsen's native nursery at Logan Home. And no, you're not seeing things. That's a pool of rays. Can't say I've ever seen this before, an interactive pool in a nursery.
No, you don't. It's an amazing experience and we offer everyone the opportunity, regardless of their age, the chance to get in the water and pat and play with sharks and rays.
Here they come.
Here they come, and right now, look at old mate here. Hello, mate.
Oh, my goodness. Look. Hello, Doug. Hello. Hello. Of course your name's Doug, because you're a shovel nose.
Of course it is.
So where would he usually be swimming?
So he's an eastern shovel-nosed ray. So he's found down south of the Queensland border in New South Wales and around the bottom. And he's actually a giant guitar fish, which would, at his size, would make him at least 15 years old.
There are a variety of different species you can get up close with. And I must say, they're all very friendly.
People do love it, and it's a super unusual experience and not one you can get anywhere, really. So this is Lucky.
Hello, beautiful.
She's a blue-spotted mask ray.
Oh,
and look at her beautiful temperament.
she's so smooth.
So soft, huh?
Oh, that's like cotton wool. Oh, hello, Doug. You're getting jealous, aren't you?
He does get a bit jealous.
You're getting jealous.
Can you see her?
I can see a starfish.
What about this?
Oh, look.
Now, she's a Nigaloo ray and she comes from Western Australia. And where she lives, the bottom of the ocean is covered in red gravel. And when you look at her markings, you can see she's perfectly suited to that environment, and that is the only place she lives because of them.
And Nielsen's offer a few other animal encounters too. I remember as a kid being dragged along to a nursery. It was never the most exciting thing for a kid to do.
Well, the kids love it, and it's all about getting kids outdoors these days instead of stuck in front of the TV or the PlayStation. So they can come down here, they can interact with the water dragons and the parrots that they can play with.
Oh, hello, darling. Oh, you're beautiful, yes. Oh, you're beautiful. Of course, it is first and foremost a plant nursery. You've definitely got the emphasis, I mean, it's in the title, native. You love your native plants?
Yeah, we've always been native enthusiasts. We're gardeners from way back, it's in the blood. We specialise in native plants, but we also cater for the everyday person who wants their edible gardens, like fruit trees and herbs and veggies.
And lettuce. I'll pay for that. Nielsen's isn't the only unique plant nursery around. Mapleton's in West End is hard to describe, but words like eclectic, creative and arty come close. It's sort of like an Aladdin's cave, really. I mean, you've got the usual sort of commercial side of West End, and then you come in through these doors and look at this.
Yeah, many people are surprised when they walk into this place how big it really is. It's grown with the area. We've been here about 9 years, and with West End, we've grown and expanded with that as well to take over 2 buildings now. But from the front, it looks like a very little opening, but you walk into one room which leads to another and another and another. So we have our basic plant nursery. When I say basic, it's some very unusual plants here. But then we have a area where we have terrariums, and we also have an aquarium at the back, and we have an entire building devoted purely to pots. Everyone who touches it's got a...
Yeah, although every time you pick the rosemary, you've got to have a roast lamb.
Yes.
And while it has grown with the times, Mapham still pays homage to its history.
It was the original bakery that was built here in West End. We've kept the original, most of the original brickwork and most of the original timber work for the ceiling there as well.
Mapham's also run workshops all through the week and into the weekend. Head to our website for all the information on the nurseries I visited today and a few more unique nurseries around Brisbane.
Things are about to get seriously curious in Brisbane. For 20 brilliant days in March, Brisbane will come to life with a myriad of curious encounters with science, technology and the arts. Curiosity Brisbane offers visitors of all ages the chance to explore, create and play among a gallery of interactive creations, augmented reality spaces, events and music pop-ups. The program also includes the popular World Science Festival Brisbane. The event will run along the Brisbane River from South Bank's Cultural Precinct to Brisbane's Powerhouse from the 15th of March until the 3rd of April. Oh my gosh, how cute are these guys? This is Snowy and Yuki, and I'll introduce you to some more Mapleton locals just after the break. Is that good? One thing you'll discover while exploring the Blackall Range is that you don't have to travel far to get lost in nature. The Mapleton Falls National Park has several walks through pristine rainforest, and it's only a 50-metre walk to the main attraction. Well, there it is, Mapleton Falls, 120 metres up, and what a spectacular view. Just a few minutes down the road is the town of Mapleton, home to charming country stores and eateries like Rosie Robin's Cafe. What kind of experience are you trying to give people here at the cafe?
Home-cooked comfort food. Old-fashioned milkshakes, stick shakes, all that sort of thing. Good coffee from Montville, so we do local coffee as well. And just trying to keep everything as local as possible too to support the community.
Gemma is new to Mapleton after opening the cafe just a few weeks ago. Why did you choose this spot?
Oh, well, as you can see from the view, it's absolutely stunning.
What's the Mapleton welcome been like?
Really, really welcoming, really warm, really friendly.
You're guaranteed a warm welcome down the road at the town's newest B&B, Mapleton Springs. It was created by Phil and Rachel, who want just 3 things for their guests.
Rest, relax and rejuvenate. And I think that's definitely on the cards here. Some guests come and anticipate going out for dinner, and then they sit out on the balcony and then they don't want to move. So in fact, some of them are so relaxed they don't even want to get up for the cooked breakfast that we provide.
Phil and Rachel offer 3 private rooms separate from the main residence. They're self-contained, boast views of the range and a skylight to admire the stars at night. Other nice touches include a cinema room, sauna and spa. But this has to be my pick, an infinity pool with a view over the range, and I've got it all to myself. Phil and Rachel are great hosts, and not just to paying guests. They also take care of orphaned and injured wildlife.
Ah, so this one is Monty.
He's loving that.
They love their bottle.
They've been volunteers with the Wildlife Volunteers Association for 2 years. And under their supervision, they sometimes let guests interact and assist with caring.
This is Myrtle. Myrtle's a swamp wallaby that we rescued from Dead Mum's pouch in Buderim. So she was 400 grams. She was all pink
how
and
tiny
tiny.
is that?
She was probably about this big.
Yeah. And do you get sad when you have to let them go?
Absolutely, but you know that you get more coming in, and that's exactly why we look after them, is to give them their freedom and the opportunity to live on.
Enjoy a day or even a few days in the Blackall Range. It's a lovely part of our southeast. For all the details of where I've visited today and more getaway ideas, head to our website. One part of the experience I haven't touched on yet is arguably the most important, and that's breakfast. And like everything else, Phil and Rachel don't disappoint. We've even got tomatoes straight from the garden. Well, that's all we've got time for. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week for another great day out. Next week, Tamsin's got the lowdown on Brisbane's best free fitness activities.
She shoots. She scores. Crowd goes wild. Wow.
Courtney learns a few culinary skills in the kitchen.
Ooh. There you go.
And Billy's found Brisbane's answer to the amazing race.
They've got 1 minute left to arrive before the next challenge.
So what is it? It's 10 points per minute they're not here?
Yeah, and we'll be starting the challenge whether they're here or not, so you guys might have a head start on this next one.
Cancer Council Queensland keeps us safe in the sun. Our vehicles are proudly driven by Isuzu Ute Australia. Go your own way. And you can stay in touch with us via our website, Instagram and Facebook page.